Hello dear students, I welcome you all to this video series. In this video, we will talk about the chapter 3 of standard 8, that is materials in daily life. Okay. Now to understand this chapter, first we need to understand what is material. What are the materials that we use in our daily life? Now see, material is made up of matter. Now what is a matter? Matter is something that is having some mass and it occupies space. For example, if I take a brick, suppose this is a brick. Okay, now this brick is having some mass. It has some mass. Okay, it has some mass. Plus, it is occupying some space, that is volume. So something that has mass and volume can be considered as matter. Now the material is made up of matters. Now different materials are made up of different types of matter. So keeping this concept in our mind, let us start this chapter. You can see this is a chapter number 3, materials in daily life. So here, what is a matter? First question comes that what is a matter? A matter is defined as something that occupies space and possesses mass. So anything that is occupying some space, and it is having some mass, okay, is can be considered as a matter. So matter has two fundamental properties. First one, it is having some space. Second one is it is having some mass. Okay. Now, a specific sample of matter is called material. Now, if we take some sample of the matter, then suppose for example you are taking some amount of plastic in a material. Okay, suppose you have a cloth, you take a piece of cloth, that cloth is material. Okay, so this is so we use many materials in our daily life. Some are made up of natural materials. See, in our daily life, we use lots of different material. Some material can be either made in nature, that is called natural material. There are certain material which is human made. So there are generally two types of material. First one is natural material. Second one is man-made material. So, what are the examples of natural material? For example, wood, cotton, stone, clay. These are the examples of natural material. So natural material is something that we directly get from nature. Wood, we get it from nature. You cut a tree, you'll get wood. Cotton, we get it from nature. Stone, clay. So these things we get from nature. That is why these are known as natural material. Anything that you get directly from nature is known as natural material. It was discovered about thousands of years ago that the clay is heated, it becomes hard and discovered material is known as terracotta. In history, in Indus Valley civilization, you might have read about terracotta. So terracotta is a very famous word. So terracotta is, you can say it like it is a doll which is made up of clay. Okay, which means baked earth. When you bake earth, and make dolls, these are known as terracotta. Nowadays you can see that in the market the pot which is made up of clay or the pots which are made up of soil are available. They design it and they shape it and they bake it. This knowledge help us to make utensils. After that, man discovered extraction of iron from iron ore which was found inside the earth. So initially the materials or the objects that we use in our day-to-day life, those were used to made from natural materials and for like clay, wood and all that. Later on, when iron was discovered, utensils started people started making utensils from iron and other metals, okay, which was found inside the earth. This was followed by discovery of other metal. A material can be used to make different kind of thing. You can make different kind of things by using one material. For example, if you use soil, you can make different kind of toys and you can bake it. For example, glass can be used to make balls, tumbler, window window panes, etc. So there are different uses of glasses in your home also. Glass mirror is made up of glass. Okay, now there are different types of balls which are made up of glass. Okay, wool, cotton, jute, and marble are naturally occurring materials. So there are two different types of material, as I told you before. One is naturally occurring, one is man-made. So, for example, wool, cotton, jute, marble, these are naturally occurring material. Glass, paints, steel, cement, thermocol, plastic, nylon. These are the example of man-made material. So again, there are two types of material. First one is naturally occurring, second one is man-made. What is naturally occurring material? The material which you directly get from nature, that is mm, that is naturally occurring. And by using some of the naturally occurring material, you design or you make something else, that is called man-made material. For example, plastic. Plastic does not occur naturally. Okay, so with the help of some naturally occurring material, you make plastic. You use some of the chemicals and you make plastic. So now, types of material. Okay. Cotton and jute are plain fibers, whereas wool and silk are animal fibers, which are natural fiber. So you can see that cotton and jute, these are naturally occurring material which are plant fiber. You can get it from plant. Okay. Now silk and animal. Okay, these are animal fiber. Okay, these we get silk, we get wool from animal. So all these are natural fiber. All these fibers are made from simple chemical molecules called monomers. Okay, mono mean one. Okay, so these fibers are made up of simple chemical molecules. So these simple chemical molecules are known as monomers. Monomers joined in a large number to form a long chain of molecules called polymer. Polymer. Mono means one, poly means more than one. These small monomers get combined with each other to form polymer. Suppose we take this example. Suppose this is one monomer, this is another monomer, this is another monomer. Like this, if these monomers are linked with themselves in a chain, and this chain is known as polymer. All polymers contain molecules of same substance joined together to form a long chain or bigger molecule. The polymers which occur in nature is called natural polymer. Now, as material occurring in nature is known as natural material, so if the polymer is occurring in nature, then this is called natural polymer. Okay, cellulose, silk, wool, proteins, etc. are natural polymers. So these are some of the examples of natural polymer. The polymers which can made in laboratories from small molecules are called man-made or synthetic polymer. So here man-made polymer is also known as synthetic polymer. This one you should keep in mind. So synthetic polymer does not occur naturally. We have to make it in some laboratory. Okay. For example, nylon, polythene, polyvinyl chloride. You must have heard the word PVC. PVC. PVC pipe you must have heard. So PVC is for polyvinyl chloride. Then rayon, okay, Teflon. So all these are some of the examples of man-made material. So let us start from synthetic fiber. Okay. So rayon, nylon, polyester, and acrylon are synthetic, that is man-made fiber. You should remember these names. Some of the examples of synthetic fiber, that is rayon, nylon, polyester, and acrylon. Synthetic fiber are non-biodegradable. This is very important point. Synthetic fibers are non-biodegradable. What is non-biodegradable? Non-biodegradable means something that does not get biodegraded, that does not get that does not mix with soil. Okay, that is why you must have heard that plastic. Do not use plastic. Why government or everybody is asking us not to use plastic? Because this is non-biodegradable. If you throw if you throw a polythene into the soil, it will take thousands of years, 2000, 4000, 5000 years to get it biodegradable. Okay, to get it convert itself into soil. That is why we should avoid using plastics. Easy to maintain. This is very easy to maintain, long lasting, and less expensive. Everything has having some plus point, positive point, and also some negative point. So these synthetic fiber, what are the positive points of it is having? It is easy to maintain, long lasting, and less expensive. Suppose you buy a cup, or suppose you buy a cup of set, a set of cup where you used to take tea. So in that case, if you buy a plastic one, it would take 100 to 200 rupees. Suppose you go for glass, so or suppose you go for iron, okay, or copper, it would take like 300 or 400 rupees. So these synthetic fibers are easy to use, long lasting, and less expensive. But one of the demerit is that it is non biodegradable. Okay, now first one is rayon silk. Rayon silk. So rayon has a silky texture and is made up of cellulose obtained from wood pulp. Okay. The original raw material cellulose is broken down and then reformed into lustrous fiber called rayon. Rayon was the first synthetic fiber, so this you should remember. Rayon was the first synthetic fiber formed natural raw material. So this is all about rayon silk. So what are the uses of rayon silk? Okay, uses. It is used in the textile industry for making fibers which are blended with cotton or silk to make smooth silky cloth. So this line is very important. So these are used in these are used to make fiber and textile industry which are blended with cotton, blended with mixed with cotton or silk. Okay, to make smooth and silky cloths. Silky cloths, you might be wearing silky cloth. So here silky cloth is not pure cotton or not pure rayon. It is mixture of cotton or silk and rayon. It is blended with wool to make carpet. So this is carpet we use in our home, these carpets. So these carpets are made up of rayon and wool. Okay, used for making reinforced tire. So for tire, so this is example of these are tire. So for tire, these are also used for the manufacturing of tire, for making bandages and surgical dressings. So if you go to any medical store, you can find bandage and surgical dressing items and all that. So these things are also made up of rayon. Okay. Now second one is nylon. See, these are some of the points that you should keep in mind. Okay, that what are the uses of rayon? This type of question may be asked in the examination. Now about nylon. Nylon is a superior synthetic polyamide fiber. The nylon fibers are elastic, strong, and water resistant. That means water cannot penetrate into it. Okay, you must have been using this water resistant jacket, water resistant bags in rainy season. Nowadays, rainy seasons is going on. So these things are made up of nylon. Okay, so what are the uses of it? It is used for manufacturing of tire cords, fabrics, and ropes. These nylon ropes are very light and it is very hard. Okay, it is used for making fishing net and parachute ropes. As these are lightweight and very hard, so it is made up of such things where weight is the weight is minimum and strength is maximum. For those kind of purposes it is used. For example, parachute rope, we need a rope which is very strengthy, okay, so that it would not break down while the paraglider is coming from a plane to the earth. Okay, so we need those kind of rope. It is used for making bristles of brushes. So toothbrush or any other brush. So this is, if you take the example of toothbrush, so these are the bristles here, over here. So for these bristles, this nylon is used. It is used for making sari, socks and neckties. It is used for making elastic hosiery. It is used for making small parts of machine like washers. Okay, it is used for making washer. Washer you must have seen. It looks like this in a circular shape. Okay, like this washer. We use this in many devices. So these are used for making small parts of machine. The next one is polyester. What is polyester? Polyester are made from petroleum product. What is petroleum product? Petrol, diesel, kerosene, wax, all these are petroleum product. So polyester is also made from petroleum product. Okay. Tyrrolene, Dacrons and terene are polyester fiber. Polyester cloths are long lasting, water and wrinkle resistance. Okay, so these points you should remember. Now, what are the uses of polyester? It is used for manufacturing of sari, dress material, curtains, and cloths, etc. Okay, it is used for making blends with other fiber. It is blend with other fiber. That means it is mixed with other fiber. For example, terylene with cotton give terrycot. You must have heard about this word terrycot. Terrycot. Cot means cotton. Terry means terylene. So terylene it mixes with cotton to makes terrycot. With wool it gives terry wool. So terylene and wool. So if these things will make it, we combine it gives terry wood. Okay. It is used for making sails of sailboat. Okay. It is used for making conveyor belts. Conveyor belts, you must have known what is conveyor belt. Okay. Now next point, acrylic fiber. So acrylic fiber is obtained by polymerization of molecules of acrylonitrate, which is a petroleum product. Now acrylonitrate is a petroleum product. These fibers are very light and soft like wool. They are resistant to weathering. Okay, so what is here? One question comes in mind, that polymerization. What is the meaning of polymerization? Okay, so I want you to find the meaning of this word polymerization. So here you can see acrylic fiber is obtained by the polymerization of molecules. So what is polymerization? You find this meaning of this word. Okay, I will tell what is the meaning of polymerization in the next class. Okay. Now what are the uses of acrylic fiber? They are used for making thread of knit sweaters. Okay. They are also used for making wool like blankets and shawl, which are very light and warm. Okay. Now what are the advantages and disadvantages of synthetic fiber? Synthetic fiber, these fibers have a high luster and they do not turn yellow with age. Okay, that means these synthetic fiber there is a high luster. They do not turn yellow. Generally, if we take cotton fiber, it gets yellow with increasing of time. Okay, they are easy to clean and dry quickly. Okay, they do not shrink on washing. Okay, they need very little or no ironing. So if compared to cotton cloth if you will not iron it, it will not look good. But these synthetic fibers, even if you will not iron it, it looks good. They last longer compared to natural fiber. They are less expensive compared to natural fiber. So these are some of the advantages of synthetic fiber. Now, what are the disadvantages? Obviously, as the synthetic fiber are made in laboratory, this is not natural friendly. So they easily melt and burn to form small sticky beads and are at very high temperature. Therefore, there is always a risk of getting burned, especially in the kitchen. So in the kitchen, the mothers generally cook in the kitchen. If they are using the synthetic fiber materials and wearing these materials as their clothes, then there is a risk of it get burned. So because these get burned easily, so they cannot absorb sweat. Okay, so it is not advisable to wear these synthetic fibers in summer days, because if we wear cotton cloths get absorb sweat and it our body feels good. We feel cooler. So here, this is one of the disadvantages, that it does not absorb sweat. Therefore, cloths made from synthetic fiber are very uncomfortable in summer and rainy season. However, you can wear it in winter season. They get electrically charged in dry weather. This electric charge causes skin problem in some persons. Okay, so there are these. If you are wearing these clothes, then you might get some skin problem, like skin rashing and all that. There is a chance. They are non-biodegradable, hence cause pollution. So this is one of the very important disadvantages. So these are non-biodegradable. Once it is prepared in the laboratory, it takes some thousands years to get degraded. Okay, that is why it is causing pollution. Okay. Okay. Properties and uses of synthetic fiber. So first one is rayon. What are the properties of rayon? It is its first synthetic fiber. It absorbs moisture because blended with cotton. Then its uses: shirts, reinforced tires, bandages, manufacturing of carpets. Then nylon. Nylon fiber are elastic. This is strong, water resistance, wrinkle resistance. It uses: socks, saris, elastic hosiery, Bristol of brushes and all that. Polyester, these are long lasting, water and wrinkle resistant, strong fiber. Now sari and dress materials, these are uses in sari and dress material, making terracotta with a blend of polyester and cotton. Okay, conveyor belts. This is important. Conveyor belt is important. Acrylic. This is light, soft like wool, resistance to weathering. It do not shrink. This is long lasting. This is less expensive. Now, its uses: knit sweater, blankets, and shawl. So this is all about today's class. Is how you should remember the properties and uses of these four. In the next class, we will talk about other fibrous materia. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me you can ask me your doubts. Either you can comment in the comment section, or you can directly ask me your doubts in WhatsApp. Okay. So thank you and have a nice day.